Hello children, today we're going to learn the invention of Vita Wong from class 7 English Honeycomb textbook. Before we read the passage, have you ever think that who are the oldest people you know? What are the oldest things you have in your house, in a city, town or village? How old are they? Have you ever wished that you were older? Have you wished that you could grow up in a hurry? Ole wei na chuan the invention of Vita Wong ti class 7 English Honeycomb mi kan zirdona a thun thu kan chiar ma in hello ngai tua ta ula I mel sha to zong zong a tunge upa ber in ina emo in khwa a emo katianga khanin thil hlui to deuh enge thil in sha hlui ber kumeng zat ni an ni to chung te chu tin dangma kho upa deuh to tura te in ngai to ngaim han ngai tua kir wang chin ta ula ti chuan a thon thu kan lo chiar tan do nga the invention of Vita Wong. Mr. Willy Wonka begins to inventing Wonka White, which makes people younger, but Wonka White is too strong, so some people disappear because their age becomes minus. One person actually becomes minus 87, which means he got to wait 87 years before he can come back. Mr. Willy Wonka must invent a new thing. Ole, Mr. Willy Wonka Wonka White asiam chuaka chu no pan le theina ani. Chuan ma se Wonka White chu achak mawagin I no pan satya me na po ni lo an kum kha in minus in pai pop mea mi pakhat phe chu kum somriat pangala in paya chu tiang ni chuan kum somriat pangala ya liam ma lo kha chuan aron kir le the don lo hial ni chu wang chuan Mr. Willy Wonka khan in thila siam chuak le don ni chuan so he must invent a new thing thil thar asiam chuak kha ngai ni chuan bung khatna kan lo sei tanang Mr. Wonka chuan angai ang bukin ka korban ka pot chowa na ka thok le a angai ang bukin ka thluak te khan sorbinga thil pol tur tha kadam doi siama chuan engtinge ka polang ti thil pol tur tha khan ngai tu a mi ti upat theina upat le zwal theina atian wi vor ni tuna chuan ngai tu na thar ka neya idea thar ka lo nei ta khovela hian enge uppa ber thil dang zong ai dam rei ber enge omang aron ti ni chuan Charlie chuan thingkung aron tia Mr. Wonka chuan in oi ti dik Charlie ma se eng thingkung doklas far chu ani lawa ok po ni lawa sidar po ni chuang lo nilo kanaw chu tiang thingkung chu ni lo chu thingkung ming chu Bristol Cone Pine ani Wheeler Peak Nevada USA tlang atawani a tuna po hian Wheeler Peak a hian Bristol Cone Pine Tree kumsang ni chuang dam to hmu tur lo om chu thudik ani Charlie du chuan dendrochronologist te poi zot don nia atia dendrochronologist te hi chu thingkung lam zir mi thingkung te hi engtia upa nge ani ti zirbing mi te an ni te ra adikome ti chuan han thok tan don ang miang glass elevator zwang lu tila mun sang tangin thil upatak tak te lakhom han tum ta ila ati a chunga thil soi te chu Bristol Cone Pine Tree atangin atriak te kumza somruk pariat upa Russian farmer Petrovic Grigorovika kezung puitin tongla lalpa satelo kumza ni chuang upatui Arabia rama kumsom nga pakhata upa sakor mei kumsom thum paruk upa zote crumpets anti chumi hmul chu crumpets shirei tak lo omto Tibeta sazulian pui kumzani pasaria upa mei Mount Popo Catipetla Grimilian kumsom kwa pasari upa hadum to tak Perua Ketelu kumza sari upa kudru chung te chua thil lak khom tum ni om tak ani kha mak hlom ang reng hle mai bung ni na kan lo chiar tan lenga kan lo soi tan lenga Mr. Wonka chuan Charlie khovel pum pui ani mei ransa le thil nung dang upa ber te ka zung chhuaka an la ka tang chuan thil pakhat zel kala a sam emo mikmul emo achang chuan an ke kar a thil ban tang te ka hui fai veka whistle pick te, bobolink te, scrooge te, polyfrog te, giant curlicue te, stringing slug te le, squircle, tourney te ka zong chuak vek an vain, ma se an zawai chan chin shil na hun cha ka nei lo charlie, thil ka shilang che chung zong zong chop pula, ka chum koi ho vek nu chuan inventing room a, ka te sa, no te reu te kan tui dum mom tak mei ka siam chuaka, ompa lumpa kumsom ni min hena ama du thlan na in drop li ka pechina engtin nge om min shil turin a han ti a charlie chuan ani le chu chuan engtin nge om ti na lo zot le ta Mr. Wong ka chuan ro pui takani alem vele chuan avun te aron chuar ngal veka aron songa asam te pawh ron tlakol ngal veka a ha te ron balin ka hriat lo kar kumsom sari panga ron changa tiang chuan Vita Wong chu ka siam chuak ta ani atia upat Vita Wong chu upat na damdoi adia o athon thu introduction a kha chuan no pan le na kha siama no pan na siam khanin an no pang le lutuka ta an kum zong zong in mai na sa an bo thak mai ni chumi hnuwa chuan upat na kha siam le tina ani chungo. Okay, let's move on to the exercise. Page number 101, comprehension check. Choose the right answer. Mr. Willy Wonka is the options are given, a cook, an inventor, a manager. The answer is an inventor. B. Number 2, Wonka White makes people older or younger. Younger. Number 3, Mr. Wonka wants to invent a new thing which will make people younger or older. The answer is B. Older. Number 2, can anyone age be a minus number? What does minus 87 mean? The answer, no. Age cannot be minus because we all start growing up from the moment we are born. Minus 87 means the man is 87 years back to his actual age. Number 3, Mr. Wonka begins to ask himself 2 questions. What are they? What is, you have to complete that one. What is the oldest things in the world? Number 2, what lives longer than anything else? Turn the next page, page number 102, working with the text. Question number 1, what trees does Mr. Wonka mention? Which tree does he say lives the longest? The answer is Mr. Wonka mentions fir, oak, cedar, and bristlecone pine trees lives the longest. Number 2, how long does this tree live? Where can you find it? The answer is bristlecone pine lives for over 4,000 years and one can find them upon the slopes of Wheeler Peak in Nevada, USA. Question number 2, how many of the oldest living things can you remember from Mr. Wonka's list? Don't look back at the story. Do you think all these things really exist or are some of them purely imaginary? The answer, Mr. Wonka has mentioned some very oldest things. He said he had collected a pint of sap from a 400 years bristlecone pine tree, toenail clipping from a 168 years old Russian farmer, an egg laid by a 200 years old tortoise, a tail of 51 years old horse, whisker of a 36 years old cat, crumpets, a flea that lives on crumpets for 36 years, tail of a 207 years old rat, a black teeth of a 97 years old grimalkin, and knuckle bones of 700 years old cataloo. Very few of these things would have really existed. A majority of them are purely imaginary. Question number 3. Why does Mr. Wonka collect items from the old things? Do you think this is the right way to begin his invention? The answer, Mr. Wonka wanted to create an item that will make people older, so he collected items from the oldest things. This is in fact a foolish way to begin an invention. Question number 4. What happened to the volunteer who swallows 4 drops of new invention? What is the name of the invention? The answer, the Oompa Loompa volunteer was 20 years old before swallowing the drops. He became 75 years old after it. The invention is named Vita Wong. ole khati zong kha hemi chapter a kan ngai thak theile kan zir the exercise te chu ani a in lo tang kai pu nge ka be se ya clear tu te zong le ngai tu te chung alom thu ka soi le a khongai in kan soi ban the lo mino subscribe saka mino share sakzel turin kan somin kan ngen book chu a tin zona in nei chuan comments a khan min lo zot thin don nia in zawai chunga lom thu ka soi a in zirna a thak hnem ngai taka zira malsom tlaka taimata ka zir turin du sangna kalhan boka cheu